There's some abject retards out there that think that, oh, women handle the pandemic better. Or, if you just would have locked everything down for 2 weeks, we would have got rid of the virus earlier. They're literally those fucking knuckle-dragging morons out there. And this is just proof that both of those things are wrong, because I think this is like the fifth fucking it's not the fifth, but we'll be hyperbolic for a minute. It's at least the third full lockdown that Auckland, the largest city in New Zealand, is going under a full lockdown because 3 cases have been discovered. Now, what we know right now is that asymptomatic spread is virtually impossible, and that, yeah, it's just not as deadly as everybody thought it was nearly a fucking year ago, so, we have to act hard and early, and I can't do a New Zealander accent. All I know is that I've covered this bitch before, and she's fucking terrible about everything, so, yeah, a little bit of proof there before we dive into what Canada's up to, and as we've covered it before, Justin Trudeau wanted to throw people in, even people coming back to Canada, which I don't know where you would be traveling at this point, but returning people, even if they produced a negative test, would have to self-quarantine in a government-approved hospital, stop me if this sounds like North Korea that they're stopping in, for like 10 days, okay? And this was the original plan. And you had to also pay for that out of your own pocket, and you wouldn't get reimbursed. And then they had to walk it back. But here's what the plan was to begin with. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced on Tuesday that as of February 15th, those entering Canada through a land border will need to show a 3-day, 72-hour PCR test with negative results. Yes, so even to return home, you have to be negative. Otherwise, you get sent to the camps, which we're going to detail next, which is... Oh, this is getting fucking absurd. I can't wait to leave this country. Trudeau said that those without a negative PCR test for non-essential travel could be fined up to $3,000 per person. Okay, so I thought that the U.S. border was still closed, so that's the only land border that you can get to from Canada. I don't think I'm missing any magical countries between the last time I've checked a globe, but who knows, maybe he sold off some of Manitoba to the Communist Chinese. The measures mirror those of international travel by air, a measure which has been in place since early January. It is not legal to refuse entry to any Canadian who wants to come home, and that's a major difference between land borders and air borders. How so? He gets dumber by the day. What we can do, in cases of no tests to show, apply a stiff penalty, a fine. No! I'm not paying you any more money to just get a fucking swab up the nose, you dumb asshole, and demand a rapid and complete follow-up. Well, how about you just do the test right there and then just send people on the fucking way? I don't get it. Like, those rapid tests are expensive. Depending on where you get them, they're anywhere between $100 and $300. For what? If you come up to the border and some masked asshole who couldn't pass a fucking competency test to get on the real police force will ask for your papers. And if you start sneezing, they're just going to fucking throw you in one of the COVID camps. And here's what they're going to be all about. Federal Minister Dominic LeBlanc and Anand, whatever, and Patty Hadju announced new measures to be implemented at the border starting late in February. The new measures, which Trudeau Liberals say come in a response to concerns around variant of the COVID-19 virus, which are being taken care of by the vaccine. Oh my God, follow the science unless we want to throw our own citizens in camps. Will be implemented throughout various days in the next month. Oh, and if anybody from America is watching this right now, this is just the trial run. You guys will be getting this because Trudeau and Biden are on the same wavelength. Trudeau might be 30 years Biden's junior, but they're essentially linked at the hip. And they definitely still have the same empty space in their skulls where a brain was supposedly put. As we can see, public health measures are working in Canada. We're one of the worst vaccinated countries in the world. Ugh. Developed world. As of February 15th, 2021, all non-essential travelers arriving to Canada by land will be required to provide a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours to prevail. Essential workers will be exempt from that requirement. Oh, how cute. How cute. So, is it just going to be the frontline healthcare workers? Is it going to be delivery drivers? Is it going to be anybody who gets their business open under essential designation? Like, what are we doing here? It's almost like they're putting this together on the fucking fly. as of February 22nd. Oh, good. So we still have a week. Travelers entering Canada at the land border will be required to take a COVID test on arrival, as well as towards the end of their 14-day quarantine. Oh my God. Oh my God. So if you don't have COVID and you get thrown in one of these camps because you couldn't produce a test, and then you catch it after being quarantined, and then you have test positive, you have to get quarantined for longer in these camps. We're supposedly a free nation. For travelers by air as of the 22nd, all non-essential air travelers will be required to be tested on arrival before exiting the airport, and another at the end of the quarantine period. This is so fucking retarded. Air travelers will be required to reserve prior to departure to Canada a 3-night stay in a government authorized hotel. Travelers will be required to stay in the hotel at their own cost while they await the results of their arrival, assuring that there will be a number of hotels to choose from. And the only place that you can fly in, as far as I remember, and what we know, Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, and Montreal. None of those places are cheap to stay at, okay? You're looking at several $100s a night, and they're making you stay there for 3 days in the hotel room, which, when you guys travel, how much time do you actually spend in your hotel room? Be honest. Couple hours and then to sleep? That's about it? No, you have to stay quarantined like a fucking prisoner just to return home. Costs for accommodation will vary by hotel. Yeah, and it won't be cheap. And this will not be over soon because they'll just continue to hype up this hysteria forever and ever and ever. Oh, I hate this country so much. I like being Albertan, I hate being Canadian, and Justin Trudeau is a fucking tyrant that is trying to put in place the means in order to be elected in perpetuity forever, because there are no term limits when it comes to being an elected official at the federal or really even the provincial level, as far as I know. Canada is so fucking done. That's why I like to cover the United States. At least I see open opportunity on the horizon, because everybody out east loves Justin Trudeau. They're just literally like, spank me harder, daddy. There aren't enough restrictions for those fucking cucks. It wouldn't be so bad if he wasn't like, what, 40 something, because we could literally have 2 decades of that fucking soy boy in chief. Oh, it's maddening, guys. Sorry to end on such a downer, but yeah, you can't win all of them. 2 for 3 ain't bad though. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.